Yo, what's good? This is Chairman House of Barf. All right, we got about my bell already rung. Uh, but CNBC's bell is about 45 seconds behind mine.
Oh, I do. There you go. Younger people, Banco Santander is the stock for you. It's the largest bank in Europe. It is? Yeah. Well, Spain is also probably the best. It's not, certainly not.
I'll go to Madrid any day of the week. That's all I'll tell you. I
My
love
daughter
that
was
city.
taught English here and said it was the greatest place on earth.
What a great place. All right, opening bell, you hear the applause. We'll give you a look at the real-time exchange back at HQ because it is going to show more red on the board, most likely.
All right, there we go. The futures don't look too good. Dow's down about five. Let me see.
We never talked about two stocks.
Hold on. I got to talk about my buddy Greg Maffei because he's doing the honors there at the NASDAQ. And we're going to talk to them about the split off of the Braves, and then I'm going to talk to Maffei as well separately about a lot of other things.
We recommended stock, the Brave stock. We did a piece on it because we like it so much.
Really?
Yeah, Ben Stoto, who is a research director, part of our Mad Money Plus campaign that we're starting to have about memos that we think people would pay for. David, we're forgetting the two irrelevant stocks. Two stocks went into irrelevancy last night.
Okay.
And they did it during their conference calls. One, because they seem to be in a dream world. That's
The Dow's down about 0.3%. The S&P 500 is down about 0.14%. And the NASDAQ is down about 0.07%.
because, frankly, the delusional snap was quite. It was.
Okay, they're talking about Snapchat right now. It's down approximately about 18%. That's crazy. I traded Snap when it IPO'd. Let me see.
Linear TV people can't complete with Google. They just can't. You want to.
Yeah, I haven't traded it since. I'm sure it's. I probably should write it down. A pen real quick. All right, Snap. We'll take a look at it. Looks like it's trading down. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to hop into this market. We'll get started. We'll do a little bit of B.A.R.F, a little bit of research. We did technical analysis of Texas Instrument. What's going on with them?
Wow, let's just see some
It's a $160 billion market value.
No, but they don't want
It's not irrelevant.
No, the calls are relevant. Companies are not irrelevant.
Okay.
The calls are relevant because
Okay.
Texas Instruments.
All right. So those are just a couple of stocks to be sure to keep an eye on. I'm always just trying to add to my list of tickers. All right. So we're going to get ready to hop into this market. Let's just take a, before we do, we'll do a little bit of B.A.R.F. Let me see. I'm just going to, one moment. Okay. Just want to take a look at this Foot Locker trade. And again, just simulated trades. All right, so Foot Locker's having a pretty decent day today. Again, a trade price for Foot Locker is this is a long position. This is a long stock position. Traded at 25.73, 25.72. And currently right now it's trading at 25.60. I'm not sure. I believe I kind of expected an increase. Let me look at the chart. Let me look at the chart real quick. And I know we did this all yesterday. Give me just 1 second. I'm trying to zoom in on like the right section. Let's do the last 180 days. On the day, let me do 5 days. Okay, on the day, believe that we kind of expected a slight increase. eventually. Not the big increase. I do believe. Let me see if I can zoom in. Here we go. Great job. All right. Okay, here we go. All right, so I do believe that I've seen a slight inverted head and shoulders developing. So this is what I'm saying is developing. I'm not saying that I see it right now, but if I'm correct, I believe I've seen. Let me see. I've seen a head and shoulders now turning into the head and shoulders. I believe is a indication of a reversal to a bullish trend. So as that's occurring, I believe I'm seeing a slight inverted head and shoulders being created, meaning that there's going to be a reversal and Foot Locker is going to have a bullish trend. I think I see one shoulder. As far as the inverted head and shoulders I see developing, I believe I see one shoulder at about 25, 22. And then I think I saw the head at about 25, 21. Okay, so the way that shoulder developed was it was down at 25, 22. This is the tip of the shoulder, and then it went up to about 25, 37. Okay, so now we're creating like we're starting to try to create that that collar, that neck, and then that neck went down to about 25, 22, 23 again. All right, so now we have the tip of the head, and what I think I'm seeing is now we have to get that shoulder to be created, and that shoulder is going to come down. Okay, so it's going to come down, and then you have to get the rest of the shoulder, so it's going to go up. Right now it's at 25.74, which is crazy. I didn't, but once that shoulder is created, which is going to create the upward trend, my personal opinion, we're going to see Foot Locker come down probably substantially. I know that that's an indication that it's going to go up. Here, let me just draw. Let's see if what I'm talking about. Okay, we got the shoulder here, and we got the head here, and another shoulder should be developing. So we should be seeing another shoulder around 25, 22 again to come back down, and then it go up. Okay, but when it goes up this time, it's eventually going to come down. Looking at previous increases with Foot Locker, it appears. Let me do like 10 years. It appears to me that when I see inverted head and shoulders with Foot Locker, it does increase. Okay, for the most part, between what year is this? What is this? 2020. So the inverted head and shoulders from 2020 was substantial till about 2021. But then I start noticing these troughs, the low points. They're starting to be more lower points. So the last low point after that seemed like it had a great streak from, let's just say, I see the inverted head and shoulder right there. That went into a reversal because I don't want to go too far back because then you'll go back forever. But I believe I see an inverted head and shoulder that developed. And then we have that breakout from around October 2020 at price 38.16 all the way till Foot Locker hit 66.04. Then I start seeing that these traws, these low points, the next traw, that the 66 was the highest peak. All right. So then its next peak was 60. What was that? I said 66, 66, what, 11? I think 66.11. Then the next peak was 63.87. Next peak was 61.20. Next peak, 57.86. Next peak, 47.01. So it would have been lovely to ride this all the way down if I would have thought about it. But the next traw, the next low point, the lowest point, I mean, from after it hit 66.11, the next traw, 57.69. The next traw, 54.36. Next traw, 45.34. Next traw, lowest point, 40.67. Next traw, 28.14. If this is the trend, it's going to have peaks, but each traw is lower than the last. So I'm not going to hold this all the way. I don't think Foot Locker is going to zero. But what I'm saying is, I think there's going to be a peak. So there was a peak that was higher. The last couple of peaks have been higher than the last couple of, like, back in, when is this? May 22nd. I would say its peak was about 33, 32. And then around September 22nd, its next peak was 39.16. And then also its next peak after that was 47.01. So, and if you look, the lowest points are actually getting, they're actually kind of reversing. They're kind of going up. This is beginning around July 2022, where the lowest points are starting to be higher. Okay, so I could have this figured out incorrectly. However, I do think that we're going to get a peak from Foot Locker, and then we're going to see that traw, that lowest point, drop back down, possibly to about, as I stated before, let's say about 24.90 or something, and then I think it's going to drop below even the 24.90 to about, it's going to set a new trough. It's going to set a new low peak. Now, this is just going to be temporarily. I'm looking also at Foot Locker's volume, and it also has kind of been dying down. It had a really crazy day around May 18th, so a few months ago. That's when I think it dropped substantially. I guess some news came out that their retail sales were god awful. But after that, I'm looking at the volume, and it's dropping daily. Let's just say from July, let me see. It has, it's ups and downs. So with the volume dropping, and I'm not saying like today it's having a pretty good day. It's up about 3%. Oh, crap. Wow. I'm up about $6 today. So what I'm going to go ahead and get ready to do is put in this sell order. I'm going to do sell limit. I'm going to sell all the shares. I'm going to do $25.90. And we're out of there. And let's see. Oh, crap. I didn't even get to see what I did. But let me see. Oh, man. Crap. Where did the order go? I wish I would have saw it before. Goodness gracious. Let me see. It was about. Let me see. I'm just gonna try to see if I can do it. What was it? 25. Like it was like 25.75 or something. Was it about $1,000? I don't know. It was something slight. It was, let me see. So 40 around 90, 36. So give me just 1 second. I'm trying to figure this out. I just did like a 0.5%. It was nothing crazy. Yeah, just like a 0.5%. So that's good news. That's good news. Last couple of days been pretty, just just taking little things here and there. Just again practicing up until I get my eligibility to trade like crazy. But that's pretty good. We're gonna look for some more bullish trades. So I'm going to take a quick break. I want to thank anybody and everybody who decided to stop by Kick It With Your Man Chairman. I got some ticker symbols. We're going to probably get some more ticker symbols, and then we're just going to go through them. I'll just leave the mic on, and I'll try to talk into the mic and allow you to, not allow, but if you want, it's completely up to you. You can sit around and just listen to me go through my thought process on these charts and what we're going to do. I want to thank God, and I want to thank anybody and everybody who decided to take time out of their wonderful day to come kick it with your man, Chairman. I appreciate it. This is Chairman, House of B.A.R.F. Yo, what's good? This is Chairman, House of B.A.R.F. What's popping? Brand new whip just hopped in. All right, so got a bunch of ticker symbols right here. I was going to start reviewing them. Will admit, I just got a call from a hater. I just did. Talking about, so I know my podcast is not taking off, but I know it has to be getting some attention because I just posted a previous episode and I'm working on this one, and as soon as I posted it, get a call. I want to let you know you're not a real financial guru. You're a scam artist. You're not even good with your own money. I'm like, damn. How do you know that I was? Why did you say I'm not a financial guru? Like, what made you say that? That's what I was asking. And they're just like, I don't know, and I'm just like, maybe they will listen to the podcast, maybe. But yeah, they just encouraged me to make sure that the information that I'm giving is more thorough. Let people know. Look, no, I'm not the financial guru. Okay, I'm just a regular ass individual that's bad with my own finances, but I enjoy this shit, and that's just all it is. It's just somebody who enjoys what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I don't even trust myself. Like, even just explaining in the previous segment, trying to explain that Foot Locker thing, like, even then I'm kind of like, how much is that is accurate and how much is just like, but fuck it, let's just keep moving. But before we move on, I want to pull out the book, like when you're in church and they say, I want everybody to pull out your Bible. But now I'm sure you could just pull out your cell phone or something. But I'm gonna pull out the Financial Guru book real quick, and just do a quick little because if I'm reading this out of the book, not saying everything that's in the book is correct, but if I'm doing it right here, then how can I be full of shit? Now, another thing is, how can I be a scam when I'm not getting paid? I haven't received a dime. I would say that would be the key of a scam, is that there's some monetary transaction involved. How is it a scam if there's no monetary transaction? How's it a scam if I'm not even trading in your portfolio? I'm not sitting there going around saying, hey guys, I'm gonna trade in your portfolio. I'm a guru. I'm doing simulated trades, trying to learn more about the market, minding my own damn business. But let's just do a little bit of context real quick, and then we're gonna move forward. All right, I'm gonna read a little bit about fundamental analysis. All right, fundamental analysis is the study of the business prospects of an individual company within the context of its industry and the overall economy. Okay, the individual company within the context of the industry and the overall economy. Okay, industry analysis. Because business cycle phases have different effects on different industries, fundamental analysis look for companies in the industries that offer better than average opportunities in the context of the business cycle. It is useful to distinguish between the four types of industries and investments: defensive, cyclical, growth, and special situation. All right. So real quick, we'll just go over these real quick. Defensive industries are least affected by normal business cycles. Companies in defensive industries generally produce non-durable consumer goods such as food, pharmaceuticals, and tobacco. Public consumption of such goods remain fairly steady throughout the business cycle. During the recession and bear markets, stocks in the defensive industries generally decline less than stocks in other industries, but during expansions and bull markets, defensive stocks may advance less. Okay, so during recessions and bear markets, defensive stock decline less. So I guess it'd be pretty good to hold during those times. But during times where there's expansion, they probably don't move too much. I guess that's what I'm getting. They advance less. Investments in defensive industries tend to involve less risk and consequently lower in investment returns. Okay, so immediately one of the things that come to the top of my head, I'm thinking about is Kimberly Clark. Let's look up Kimberly Clark and let's just see how they're doing. I'm gonna go to ticker symbol KMB. All right, Kimberly Clark Corp. So let's just take a look, just kind of based on the defensive industry definitions or what we just read, kind of how Kimberly Clark has done. Let's just do 10 years. So if you were to hold this stock from, oh no, okay, okay, I gotta customize this list. Goodness, okay, I'm just gonna do 3 years real quick. If you were to do 3 years, okay, and I'm looking at the chart right now, and as much volatility and fluctuation as there is, pretty much it's the shape of a pig. I mean, the tail is at about, I'll say 160, and the snout is at about 130 over the course of 3 years. And the volume is pretty steady. So, let's just say, for example, you would have held this for 3 years and you would have got it at 160, you may be down $30 per share, which is a lot of money. But let's just say you weren't even paying attention. I mean, to be at 130, I mean, you're not too frustrated, per share. And it has its ups and its downs, but it's pretty steady. But this is just one stock. But it did have its peaks. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. It does have its peaks and it does have its trials. So, it does fluctuate, but overall, if you would have just held it for 3 years, probably would have just been collecting on that dividend, and now you're down $30 per share, but we're in a market that's kind of bearish, that's supposedly turning bullish. So, you can see yourself holding another 3 years, you'll probably see yourself back up at 160, but still, over the course of those 6 years or whatever, you're receiving that dividend. So, yeah, I'm sort of a fan of Kimberly Clark. I'm not currently holding it in my portfolio, but I'm a fan of it. Whenever I held it, I mean, it was always pretty steady. I mean, but it was always kind of steady in the red. That for me. But they did have a dividend, so it worked out. All right, cyclical industries. Cyclical industries are highly sensitive to business cycles and inflation trends. Okay, so this is sensitive to what's going on. Okay, most cyclical industries produce durable goods such as heavy machinery and raw materials such as steel and automobiles. During recessions, the demand for such products declines as manufacturers postpone investments in new capital goods and new capital goods, and consumers postpone purchases of these goods, such as automobiles. Countercyclical industries, on the other end, tend to turn down as the economy heats up and rise when the economy turns down. Okay, so counter. The one thing I can think of cyclical, excuse me, I'm sorry, is I think of 3M. that's what comes to my mind of when I think cyclical manufacturing of kind of industrial goods. And 3M is it's been struggling. We'll take a look at that. I'm gonna write 3M down. At one point, it was at $208. That was around, when was that? About April, and now it's down to about 111. It's like, goodness gracious, what happened? I mean, about a full $100. It's insane. So on the other, growth industries. Growth industries. Every industry passes through four phases during its existence: introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. An industry is considered in its growth phase if the industry is growing faster than the economy as a whole because of technological changes, new products, or changing consumer taste. I never thought about why is a stock considered a growth, or why is it growth? What I thought was that it was just growing. Like it was just like, oh, it's just growing, But now I'm understanding it's considered growth because it's growing relative to the economy. If anything, it's even possibly even passing the economy's growth. So cool. Computers and bioengineering are current growth industries because, and this book was written probably about 5 years ago. I don't know when this. Let me see, because I just want to make sure this book is like 2016. So this book was written about 6 years ago. Computers and bioengineering are current growth industries. Because many growth companies retain nearly all of their earnings to finance their business expansions, growth stocks usually pay little or no dividends. Special situation stocks. Special situation stocks are stocks of a company with usually profit potential resulting from non-recurring circumstances. I don't know what that means. These situations might include new management, the discovery of valuable natural resources on corporate property, patent pending, or the introduction of a new product. So, to an extent, I'm going to stop there for right now with reading. But to an extent right there, that's kind of the whole thing we're dealing with Foot Locker. Is essentially we have a company who is having some issues with retail sales. And what did they do? They went ahead and I'm not sure, but I think they kind of forced their CEO into retirement. Maybe not. Maybe they had a great relationship with this former CEO. I don't know why my voice thing isn't working right now, but let me go ahead and look it up. Former CEO of Foot Locker. Dick Johnson. Dick Johnson is stepping down as CEO of Foot Locker Inc., and the role will be filled by former executive chair and CEO of Ultra Beauty Inc., Mary N. Dillon. I don't even know, let me see. Oh gosh, why is this not working? I promise I got through something. How was Ultra Beauty sales or revenue? Yes. Do they have a ticker symbol? Let me see. Okay, so Ultra Beauty got a ticker symbol. It's ULTA. So let me look them up. I'm just gonna pull up their chart real quick. ULTA, and I'm gonna look at their fundamentals. The analysts are, got a few things. There's a couple of analysts. Market Edge, as of July 21st, 2023, says neutral from avoid. But the street, as of July 16th, 2023, is like buy. And then CFRA as of July 15, 2023, gave it an analyst rating of 3 stars out of 5. So there, it's a little mixed. But let me go ahead and take a look at some of these numbers. Wow, Ultra Beauty, their earnings per share has risen, over the past 5 years. Currently, year over year, the earnings per share is about 25.14%, which I would say is pretty decent, pretty good. No dividends. Book value per share, year over year is approximately about 24.5.6%. Yeah, so I mean, Ultra Beauties actually seems like a pretty good company. Um, Revenue, let me see. I don't see the revenue over the past few years. Um, Revenue is up. Net income is up. Year over year, the revenue is up approximately about 12.3%, and net income is up approximately about 5%. So, I mean, this looks pretty good. So yeah, to bring in Mary Dillon, looks like a good bet for Foot Locker, but it's still gonna take some time. And my analysis of Foot Locker is strictly based on technical analysis. It has nothing to do with like I could look at Ultra right now. Just saw all those numbers, right? ULTA. Just saw all those numbers. Ultra Beauty is doing really well. However, if I look at the chart, it's very possible that they may say something different, and I'll do it real quick. I'm not going to say I'm going to trade it because right now Ultra Beauty is $455 and approximately $455.75, and it's approximately 11:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, July 26, 2023. So let me just take a look at this chart, and I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to move to the let's do 180 day. Looking at the 180 day, just very briefly, I would say I would short this stock. I would buy a long put on this stock, just temporarily. Considering I'm looking at the chart, and the chart is showing me a reversal in the bullish trend. The bullish trend was from approximately 402 to about 485. But I am starting to see a downward trend. So, as well as Ultra's doing, that's why it has nothing to do with what the company's doing and everything that's going on. It's just technical analysis and just using historic trends and whatnot to try to make your trade. That was just a few things. Just wanted to go over real quick. I want to thank anybody and everybody who decided to stop by Kick with your man Chairman. I appreciate it. We're gonna take a quick break. This is Chairman House of B.A.R.F. Yo, what's good? This is Chairman House of B.A.R.F. What's poppin'? All right. Just had a few things I had to handle real quick. Man, my situation is just absolutely ridiculous. I don't have the setup that I like to have. I had to readjust some things. It's funny, as we were talking about 3M. Something came out about 3M is that Goldman Sachs is raising their price target to approximately 117. Okay, let me see if there was some other stuff. There is some more news going about Bronny. Pray for him and his family. That I could not imagine my son going through something like that. Which I know we all go through it, but family is so important, and gosh, man, I couldn't deal with that shit. But that's not what I'm talking about. We're getting on B.A.R.F. Let me see if there's any other news. The Fed, big news on the Fed. We're all looking on the Fed if they're going to raise interest rates. What is it today? We're waiting on the Fed's decision. Let me see if CNBC is saying anything right now.
Yeah, you mentioned that we've gotten out of.
So they're looking ahead to September already. Okay, so they're saying right now, we're looking ahead to September. I think we all pretty much expect for the Fed to raise the interest rates today. Let me see what else. Damn it, I just deleted something that I didn't mean to. Looks like they're talking about the S&P 500 right now. Three magnificent stocks. What are they talking about? This is just news. I'm looking at Google. Let me see. Come on. Dow Gainers, Boeing, Home Depot, 3M, Travelers, Coca-Cola. That's crazy that we were just talking about 3M and they're talking about 3M right now. Like, it's just something that came to my head. Three magnificent stocks being added hand over fist to Warren Buffett's portfolio. What's Warren Buffett investing in? Berkshire Hathaway. Oh, I mean, not Berkshire Hathaway. What is he? What is he? What did he invest in? New England assets. Is that one of them? Previous holdings: Apple, Bank of America, Chevron, HP. Boring. Okay. Buffett is adding VZ, Verizon. Okay. Let me jot that down. I actually got a Berkshire Hathaway up the street, not too far from me, but it's the real estate company or something. Man, I would love to work for Berkshire Hathaway and just learn their ways. Um, Let me see. CVS Health. Okay. Let me write that down. CVS. I'm pretty sure the ticker symbol's easy to remember. Um, an Alphabet. Okay, classics. Okay, yeah, boring. The only one that's different for me is Verizon, because that is kind of like, um, that. I mean, I've looked at Verizon over the years, and I never saw anything that was crazy. I was always kind of like, for them to be such the leader in cellular devices or wireless, whatever they're the leader in. It's just funny to me how their chart. I mean, for example, um, let me go to their 3-year chart. It's just been going down. So, big ups to Warren Buffett. I mean, the guy, he knows what he's doing, but sometimes he be making trades that be like, eh. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I've been watching Verizon for a few years. I won't even, let me see if I can even take a look at their, um, goodness, man. Sometimes I be messing up. Like I promise I be setting my shit up, and then I want to add. Okay, let me see the 10-year, and I want also like the 20-year. Okay, fantastic. Apply. Okay, here we go. All right, so now let me go to the 10-year, and the 10-year it's just been going down. So that one, that pick is funny for me. I would like to do a little bit more reading on why he's deciding to say now. Oh goodness, I just brushed over some news. Kevin Spacey's found not guilty. I don't even know. Let me see why. Damn it, phone's dying now. Let me see why. Um, Verizon New England Asset Management purchased 56,000 shares of Verizon during the first quarter, which upheld its stake. Right now, I'm reading the Motley Fool. In stake in the company to north 200,000 shares. Last week, shares of Verizon screamed to a 13-year low. Okay. Following a report, the Wall Street Journal, that legacy telecom companies could be financially liable for potentially contamination and health issues caused by lead shredded cables or something like that. This newfound concern, coupled with Verizon's large debt load, has weighed on its company's stock. However, this short-term pain may represent an opportunity. So they're not even talking about why Warren Buffett, I want to hear why Warren Buffett thinks that Verizon is a good opportunity right now. CVS, I want to take a look at that one. I understand because it's at 13-year lows, but what's to say that it's not going to go to a 14-year low? CVS, I can see. I'm looking at a 10-year chart. I can see what he's thinking. I can see. CVS had a tremendous run from 2020 to about. Here, give me one moment. Sorry, I got some stuff to deal with. Probably gonna get called a bitch ass nigga. Can you give me one moment, please? Okay, insider. Sorry, some more news just came up. John Lewis charged with insider trading. Oh, sorry, Joe Lewis.
He will appear in court this afternoon. He was indicted by federal prosecutors yesterday on 19 criminal charges, including securities fraud and conspiracy. Now, prosecutors say Lewis, who is 86 years old, worth an estimated $6 billion, organized a, quote, brazen insider trading scheme. They say he received inside information about companies he invested in.
Okay. Joe, all right. That's one thing we could take a look at. It's insider trading and kind of what makes insider trading. I'm sorry, I'm just taking notes. Insider trading. What makes insider trading, and what makes it not insider trading? And also, it's funny because I think in other countries like Europe, insider trading is not illegal. In my personal opinion, I understand that the rich get rich and the poor get poor. But in my personal opinion, which my opinion doesn't matter, I don't understand what's wrong with insider trading. I understand I work for a regulator, and I didn't work with that department. To an extent, didn't even really work closely with the department, but it's a very important department. I'm wondering who actually found this Joe Lewis guy, insider trading. Was it? I want to know if it was FINRA or the SEC. Like, I want to know who discovered Joe Lewis. He's a British businessman. Okay, is that okay? Insider trading. Okay, let me see. Like I want to know who charged him. Like who got it in. Oh, a lot of times when you got these big cases, sometimes it goes to like the Department of Justice, FBI. Uh, you would think like what I'm saying like FINRA or somebody, but they really don't be having it. Sometimes it'd be like the SEC. I'm just kind of interested on who brought these charges and who discovered it. Or was it like a triage? Maybe everybody was working together. Let me see. I don't even. Let me see. I don't even think they're saying who brought these charges or who discovered it. But I'm sure the 86-year-old businessman. Man, this guy, 86 years old, multi-billionaire, still steady scheming. Like, dude, you did it. You did it. I would easily just be, I don't know what billionaire British men do. I'd be doing that. I'd be chilling. But he's like, nah, 6 billion's not enough. I gotta get a couple more before I go. Uh, Big ups to him. Big ups on the ambition. I mean, what he's doing wrong, but big ups on the ambition. I hope to be 86 and still that ambitious and that guy. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I'm doing anything illegal or anything. Just what I'm saying. Like 86, 6.1 billion. Man, I'm good. He's the owner of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Okay. By the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. Oh, okay. That's who brought it. And I wonder who they were working with. Like, who brought it to I'm going to look up United States Attorney's Office for Southern New York. Um, Like, I want to know, like, who escalated this to their office. But I probably won't be able to get that information. Uh, Joe Lewis. Like, how did he get caught? Okay, well, forget about it. But that's essentially what's going on with Joe Lewis. Man, pray for him and his family, and as well those that they were screwing over with insider trades. Let's see if there's any other news I would like to go over real quick. Let me see. Yeah, Kevin Spacey's not guilty. Um, I don't know anything about Forex yet or futures. I'm still not trading those, and bonds. I still got to work on bonds too. We've been doing these stocks and options kind of hard. But it looks like the Australian dollar USD is lower. Trevon Diggs, I think, is final. Cowboy, he's finalizing whatever. Let's see. Just last things, because there was something I saw that I was interested in. Shopify seems to be having a rough day. There was something I was interested in. Jaylen Brown has a $300 million contract. Gosh darn. All right. LPL acquires. Uh, is it in? Was it? What company was it? And they're essentially acquiring about 260 representatives. I want to know, who are they acquiring? Is it Crown Capital Securities? Crown Capital. That name is very familiar to me. I think they're very. I can't remember Crown Capital, but if I could remember, I don't remember positive things. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. Um, Goodness gracious, Bing takes over, and then I'm like, why can't I? Why is it whatever I'm looking for just not popping up? LPO Financial, and then I'm like, oh, I'm on Bing, but I should stop talking about bad about Bing because I don't want any like slander or any like anything like that. As long as you're broke and you have no audience, I don't think anybody cares about what you say. But if once you start, uh, I think building an audience, I think that's when people start being like, "Hey, you can't say that." It's like, oh, my bad. I didn't really realize. Okay, so it looks like did they acquire a $6.5 billion broker? Gosh, with approximately 200. Goodness gracious, all these advertisements every day. All right, and that's why I got to get this thing off and popping because I need to start getting advertisers. I don't care. Funeral home, car dealership, whatever. Uh, Prostate medicine or whatever. I don't care. Reach out. The broker dealer LPO and registered investment advisor is headquartered in Orange County, California. I didn't know that. Shit, you could have asked me. I thought they were in North Carolina. I didn't know that. Houses 260. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is Crown Capital. Okay. Well, let me just start from the beginning. I'll let them read.
LPL Financial today announced it had entered into a definitive purchase agreement to acquire wealth management business Crown Capital Strategies. The broker-dealer and registered investment advisor, RIA, is headquartered in Orange County, California, and houses 260 financial advisors who service clients with $6.5 billion in advisory and brokerage assets. Established in 1999, Crown Capital offers services in investment management, estate planning, risk management, education planning, corporate benefits, full-service brokerage, and alternative investments.
Okay, let's go ahead and pause it there. All right, so let's just take a quick look because that's positive news, and on day trading, positive news. Looks like Microsoft has beat their some earnings or something. Excuse me. LPL Financial Holdings. Is that who it is? Okay. So they're probably going to have a pretty good day, knowing that they just brought in $6.5 billion. Goodness gracious. 260 representatives. They're going to be squatted up. And LPL could, I have no issues with LPL, but I know there's probably other people that do, that say, they don't have the best services. But it's kind of like, they just took in 6.5 billion, which still doesn't put them on the level of like the wealth management firms like BlackRock or Vanguard, but that's not bad at all. Let me see, LPLA. Okay, that's their ticker. For the most part, I mean, I'm looking at their calendar. I mean, I'm sorry, their chart, and I do see, if I'm correct, I do see a possible reversal that's going to come up soon. Don't quote me though. I'm looking at a possible head and shoulder developing. I'm actually going to want to trade this. I think I'm going to want to buy a long put on this if I can afford it. Because looking at this, I'm seeing that they've been having some great peaks. But the last peak was 271.56. And then this lowest part was 205.29. Then it peaked again at 256.37. So that peak is lower than the previous peak. So that's the thing we want to pay attention to, is if the peaks are getting lower and the lows are getting higher. I know that that doesn't make sense, but the lows are getting lower. So like the last low after it hit 271.56, the low was 206.67, something like that. Something around there. 20 no, I think it went as far as 204.60, somewhere around there. And then it peaked at 257.06. All right, so and then the next low was like 180.43. So the lowers are getting higher or whatever, lower, and the highs are getting lower. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at a possible downward trend. So my assumption is right now it's at approximately 237.64. I'm going to say the next low is going to be below 180. So I think this is going to be a good trade, a good bearish trade. Um, but now this is just a day trade. For the most part, as I look at LPL, um, overall it looks like a fairly good chart. I'm looking at what, the 10-year. Yeah, the 10-year. Overall, it looks like a solid company. Just looking at their chart. However, it just looks like they're going through a period of a downward trend, and I just want to capitalize off of that. Not saying that I'm going to hold, a short for a long period of time, just temporarily, until I would say about, let me write that down. I have it going from probably about 237 down to about 180. And then do I see it peaking from 180? Yeah, I see it peaking from 180 to probably about 225, something like that. Just for the time being. Once I get these advisors, when these new representatives come in, there's 260 of them. Probably, and I'm making this number completely up, by the end of 6 months, I give it 6 months, if that, I'll give it no more than 1 year. By the end of a year, that 260 representatives that came from Crown Capital is going to be down to, let me see, a third. What's 260 times 0.333? I'll say it'd be about 86 of them left. And that is going to get shorter probably the next year. What's going to happen, in my personal opinion, it could be wrong, is these representatives are going to come in and what's going to happen? A bunch of them are going to get overwhelmed. with all the book of business. It's 6.5 billion. Okay, so you got the ones that get overwhelmed. A bunch of them are going to have issues with the platform of LPL, saying that, hey, LPL, y'all agreed that when y'all acquired Crown Capital that y'all were going to provide these services, but LPL may not be able to provide those services or those platforms that they were used to at Crown Capital. Um, um, and if there's any other issues with like book of business, like I don't know, like LPL basically essentially saying like, hey, we own this book of business now or whatever, or some shit where they don't sign the paperwork saying that if I leave from LPL that I'm going to be able to take my book of business. And so they probably didn't sign off on that. Just various things that's going to happen for that for those representatives to eventually say, you know what, I'm just going to up and leave, and I'm going to go to another company and take my book of business with me. So, not saying that LPL is not a good company. No, just temporarily they're going to be having a whole lot going on. So I think for a period of time we may see them have a downward trend, and then we're going to see them have an upward trend once they can get everything up and popping. So if I can find a way, let me see. We're going to let me be your hero. Let me see if there's anything left. So I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to see if I can take advantage of this trade real quick. I may not be able to. So today is July 23rd. So I'm going to go about 50 days out. I think that's a pretty good one. And say, what's the probability that it will be below, was it LPLA? That it will be below, what did I say? I said 180. So let me see the probability that it will be below 180 by what date am I choosing? September. So that gives me about 2 months. I may go out to October. So I'm gonna go to September. What's the trade date? 15th. September 15th. Where are you at? Right there. And let me go to the 50-50, as close to 50-50 as I can possible. And the 50-50 is at 237. So there's a 50-50 chance that it'll be below 237 by September 15th. Now I want to see the probability of it being below. Let me see the chart. I think it. Let me see how long these periods are before like the breakouts and the expansions and the whatever the opposite of expansions. So I'm looking to see. So I'm looking at these periods. The breakouts want to last about a month or two. What I want is volume. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want like this to take a whole year. You know what I'm saying? I want this to happen fairly quickly. So yeah, I think 2 months is pretty good. To see this go below, my prediction is going to be 180, below 180. But I'm going to try to get as close to strike price as possible. Let me see, 2:30. It's approximately 12:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and currently LPL is trading at 237.91, $237.91. So I'm going to try to get as close to 237. So there's one that's already out of the money. I mean, if strike price is at, I mean, it's already in the money. I'm sorry. It's at 240. I'm talking about getting a long put. And that thing is about $12. But I could get a 230, which is out of the money, for about $5 cheaper at 230. Because if I do short, I'm gonna have to short at that price. But let's see how we can do it. So I'm gonna try to get a long put on LPO. Let me see how much I'm trying to see how much I can get. And I'll probably just do a market order. Okay. All right, give me a second. So, let me get ready to put this trade in. Give me just 1 second. Okay, I was just working on putting this order in. I went ahead and put a market order in for LPO. Strike price $230. September 15th, 2023. So we have about 51 days. Just waiting on it to execute. So yeah, just putting in a prediction that LPO will be below 230 by September. And nobody's selling that contract. So I guess that just lets you know. But I'm just going to leave that as a working order, and we're just going to go ahead and move on. So we got one thing down. Again, just making simulated trades. This is more about education purposes. We have so much more education to go over. Straddles, strangles, whatever. Futures, foreign exchange. So much I got to learn. But we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. I got so many tickers that I'm going to be doing some research on. So just give me a moment. If you want to chill with me, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to start looking over these. I know I said that earlier. Had some shit pop up, just some dad shit. But yeah, I'm gonna go over these tickers. I may take a quick break, get some lunch or something, and I may come back and just look over these tickers during the lunch hour. So I want to thank anybody and everybody who decided to stop by and kick it with your man. I appreciate it. This is Chan Man, House of B.A.R.F.